right, so now we have our model Ileana here, and she is going to be giving us a bit of an homage to Amy Winehouse with her look today. And so we are going to feature her big brown eyes by giving her that real classic swept out dramatic black liner that Amy was so renowned for and has become quite iconic. But before we do that, we are going to conceal around Ileana's eyes with concealer and perfect her skin before airbrushing her to even more perfection.
So when you put concealer on, you're going to go all around the eye with a brush preferably?
I always recommend using a brush. The one I'm using right now is a mixture of synthetic bristles and natural. So a synthetic bristle tends to hold aqueous products and creamy products like concealers and other cream textures and blend them more evenly on the skin. And then the natural bristles in this brush kind of blend it and soften the effect even more.
And so when women are in a hurry, they don't have to do this for so long. This is only for a fashion shoot. But in your belief,
If you really want to create a perfect concealer, a brush, I believe, is ideal because you get the right amount and the perfect tool for blending it. So, our concealer likes to stick to skin. So if you're putting it on with your fingertips, you're going to get half of it on your face and half on your fingers. So for the perfect delivery system, I always recommend a brush.
Interesting.
Plus, it's great for layering. You can add a little bit and then add more wherever you need it. Plus, as you can see, I can really get into the nooks and crannies and really blend all those areas we want to conceal.
Oh, wow. And then the left side, you did something in the right side.
I started concealing over here on this side on the Ileana's eye. I do like to get right along the lash line with the edge of my brush to apply the concealer, and then I use the brush to kind of blend it down onto this little orbital bone around the eye. This is typically where our sinuses kind of show up kind of blue and gray around our eyes and all those colors we really want to get rid of. So I really address this entire area. So now I am filling in Ileana's brows. She's got a beautiful, nice full brow, but we're going to give it a nice, clean, uniform shape by just filling in what I call kind of the negative space between each hair of her brow. What that's going to do is kind of block out the space you see in between each hair so it looks fuller, a little bit more streamlined of a shape. And what I'm using is a couple shades of eyeshadow that I'm alternating. I'm using tones that are about as dark as the darkest part of her hair. And I'm filling in with one color that's a little bit lighter to create some shadow, and then I'm using a darker one to kind of crisp up the edge right along the edge of her brow to give a great shape.
Oh, so that is what those compacts, when they have different colors in there, that's what that's for.
See the difference? Mm-hmm. The thing about our brows is it's just like the rest of our hair. Our hair on our heads is more than one color. So I like to use a combination of colors in our brows as well to make it look natural.
The dark eyeshadow is to crisp up the edges,
right?
Or the lines of the eyebrow.
Exactly. So I use the lighter one to fill and create shadow and the illusion of fullness. And then I use the darker one to really define the edge.
And so are they going to be symmetric?
I always say that brows are just like every other parts of our body. They are sisters, not twins. Mm-hmm. So we can kind of make ourselves crazy trying to make them identical. So I just say accept the fact that they are never going to be symmetrical and just go with it. Each brow, one might be more curved and the other may be more straight. One may be thinner, one may be fuller, and that's okay. The most important part is to make sure that you've got a similar amount of product in each brow to make them look even. And it's great because, full brows are so in now, which I'm so glad for because it is a more natural look than the real thin tweezed ones that we used to aim for when we were younger. So what I'm doing now is more of an angular shadow look on Ileana here. So I kind of created my shadow look to kind of wing out at the top, and to emphasize that I'm taking a concealer at the corner of her eye and just crisping up the edge of my shadow shape. This is going to give us my boundary for where her liner is going to go and give a nice natural highlight where the liner is going to end.
How did you get that shape, the eyeliner shape, or how can you?
Or the shadow shape?
The shadow shape.
What I did is I took a stiff brush. I used a cream shadow. Close your eyes, Ileana. And I basically drew almost a line with my brush, kitty corner to her eye, aiming toward the end of her eyebrow there, and almost created a V shape with it.
And is that the mushroom, or what color is
It's
that?
kind of a mushroom brown. What I wanted to do in this case, since the look of her eyeshadow and her kind of her Amy Winehouse inspiration, is to really play up the liner. So before I do her liner, I just wanted to choose a shadow that was just a few shades darker than our own skin to give a good shadow base. Turn this way, look up. So now to crisp up that edge, I'm drawing a line with my concealer and dragging that down onto her cheekbone and eye bone there. And that's going to be my guide for her liner. There you go. Turn this way. Again, I'm not looking for total symmetry here, but I like to get it as close as possible.
Oh, wow.
And then what I like to do to see that look is pretty blocked. I'm a big blender, so I'll take kind of a smaller blending brush and just fade out that edge a little so it doesn't look so angular. Turn this way, and same thing on this side.
Oh, wow, that really changes it.
It does. It just blends and softens that edge, so you really don't see where that mushroom color ends or begins. It just fades up toward her brow that way.
And what kind of brush is that? That's a blending.
This is just a small tapered blending brush. It's a little bit smaller, so it's great to get in there and get real detailed with your blending. So before I do her lashes, we are now going to do a cream liner a la Amy Winehouse. Now I'm essentially going above that concealer line I created. Look over here.
Oh, wow. So you're starting from the outside going in.
Yeah, I start from the outside and just kind of feather out to create my line. Keep moving. There you go. This way. Look down. And very fine strokes. I'm just creating my little edge there. Okay, close your eyes and just relax your eyelids. There you go. Now I'm going to take the top corner of that line and almost create a triangle effect.
Oh, wow.
And then I go in and fill. I'm using a really flat angled brush that I load up with quite a bit of liner that I can just keep going back through and filling in. And open your eyes. And look down this way. Her eyes are deeper set, so I want to take this a little higher. Just keep staring at one spot on the floor for me. Good, right there is great. And look forward.
Oh, wow.
And turn this way. Look down. Actually, close your eyes. I always get a little quiet when I'm doing liner and lashes because it takes all my concentration to get my lines nice and straight. Open your eyes, turn this way, and now what I like to do, tilt your chin back for me, and look down with your eyes this way at the floor. Then I go back in and blend the inner corner to meet up with the rest.
Oh.
Open. Great. And now down this way.
So you don't do it all in one stroke. You're connecting.
Right. It's all about connecting and filling in. Open. And let's turn this way, down this way again.